You lock me in your gaze, and try though I might, I cannot look away. You're not what I expected to find, and now I'm forgetting why I should run from your side. Yeah. One gentle kiss, the pain alleviates. Poisonous lips annihilate me, and every dream that I trade for this bliss. But who can resist? I'm starving alone in the wilderness. Beautiful distraction.
Hey everyone.
Hypnotized, and I fall for the enemy. Powerless reaction. I am paralyzed, and now you get the best of me. Is there no one safe from your deceit and lies? I know I've been told this road isn't paved with gold, but I see it glitter now. I'm sold for the enemy. My hands are tied. You've captured your next slave, but it feels justified. I don't even try to break free, and now I'm blind to the truth at my side. That we win before we begin if we stand and fight. This beautiful distraction keep me hypnotized, and I fall for the enemy. Powerless reaction. I am paralyzed, and now you get the best of me. Is there no one safe from your deceit and lies? I know I've been told this road isn't paved with gold, but I see it glitter now. I'm sold for we're going down, we're going down. Yeah, we're going down, we're going down. We're going down, we're going down. Na, 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 na. We're going down, we're going down. Beautiful distraction, keep me hypnotized, and I fall for the enemy. Powerless reaction, I am paralyzed, and now you get the best of me. Is there no one safe from your deceit and lies? I know I'm told this road isn't paved with gold, but I see it glitter now. I'm sold for
All right. Let's get this show on the road. Welcome, everybody, to the TTRPG Theater. I am your host, Rob Phantom NJ, and it is another Thursday night here. Welcome. And for starters, I know that we do have a giveaway going. Trollord Games $10 digital product coupon. I know at least one person, pretty sure Savage, at least one person is still. I got to get the code to you. I think I've got might be more than one, but I need to go check. I've been terrible about that. Sorry about that, guys. I will get those out to you, I promise. But we do have a giveaway going from our sponsors, Trollord Games, makers of Castles and Crusades, Amazing Adventures, and other fine products, including the Codex of Erd, which they keep expanding on at a rapid rate. The main book itself is really, really thick. There is 10,000 plus years of history in there to go through. You do not need to go through all 10,000 years in order to play in the world of Erd. It helps. I mean, reading the history always helps, but hey, Kern, good to see you. Chris, 25 stream streak. That is really, really freaking cool, man. Thank you. Pleasure to have you join us for every stream. but yeah, it's they keep releasing the expansions, which uh, to not to be punny about it, but expand on the various areas, go into more detail on the different areas, and I don't even know how many they're up to now. I think they're like on 8 or 9 of those expansions, and the expansions are small booklets. They're not thick books, so if you're looking to play in a specific area, you can quickly reference it in the codex and then go, grab the relevant expansion and dig deeper. Hey, Tarva, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So, oh, where we go. I was looking for where I put my water down because between it's either too dry here or too humid, and when it gets too humid, I get the dehumidifier going, which of course dries me out. So hydration breaks are always important. Evening, Sigmund. Good to see you. Good to see you. I am kind of hoping that our friend Mayuso will join in, considering the 10 degrees cold. Yeah, it is gorgeous outside right now. It's pity that I had to work today. Wasn't feeling great at work, but that also didn't help. But yeah, I had to step outside at one point, and I was like, this is amazing. Can it just stay like this, please? Like all summer, like all the time, period. Of course, if I did that, I'd probably, if that was the case, this would be San Diego and not New Jersey, and we don't do that here. We like our season changes, or at least that's what we keep telling ourselves. One gets to truly appreciate the seasons when your seasons do actually change. That's 70 is nice. 70 is about that sweet spot, especially when it's darn autocorrect. I was like I had to process that for a moment, but yeah, no, I got it. 70 is great, especially when the humidity is reasonable. And when I say reasonable, I mean reasonably low, because there is no such thing as reasonably high humidity. Anyone who tells you that is a lie or is part fish. So anyway, we're here another week, and the weeks just keep going by, don't they? It's amazing. It's already the fourth Thursday in July, which means I do need to get in touch with Troller Games to get a coupon for next week, because they send them to me 4 at a time. 95 with the feel. Oh, no. And this is part and parcel one of the many reasons why I will never live in Texas. Listen, I love barbecue. I love Texas barbecue. I love Austin area brisket barbecue. I am not living in Texas just for the barbecue. It's just not happening. Gen Con is next week. Oof. You have good stuff set up for Gen Con? Are you running games, just playing games? Or are you going to Gen Con, I should say? Or are you just noting that it's next week? Gen Con is one of those, is something that, it would have been a struggle for me to deal with 30 years ago, just because of the size of it, but it would have been interesting. The 30 years ago Gen Con was a very, very different animal. Hey, Touch of Evil, good to see you. I can't deal with Gen Con now. It's just too freaking big. Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it's like, oh my God, when it can take you like 45 minutes to get from one section of the con to another, and it's and I'm just talking in the same freaking building. That's too big. Sorry, no. Hey, Lord Gazamba, good to see you, Jay. I will be playing in Jay's game on Saturday, and it is going to be a brand new character. We have a brand new party with new characters. I don't care. I'll go with I've got an Inquisitor coming, so that's going to be fun. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it becomes the con itself becomes a bit more impersonal. I mean, though the con experience is also depends on what you're there for, because I mean, you have cons where people go there specifically to see their get together with their gaming friends and do stuff together and whatever. And that's great. I mean, if that's what listen, I 95% of the attraction of GaryCon is I get to see everyone. Maybe not 95. 95% of the attraction of going to Page is I get to see people. I still have I have my hotel room for Page. I still have not bought my badge. I can cancel the hotel room. I can't cancel the badge. Oh my goodness, I need to make a decision on that at some point. But GaryCon, GaryCon honestly is probably closer to 50-50 because I mean it's fantastic in that I know so many people there. I know more people at GaryCon than I do at Page. And that's despite the fact that Page brings out like the entire South Jersey contingent, some of whom are obviously going to GaryCon. I mean, Jay's obviously at GaryCon, and there are others who are there, but like the other, a lot of his players won't go to GaryCon, but they'll go, they'll go to Page. So I get to see people like Tim and Bill and such, which is really cool. I mean, it's awesome. I just wish I enjoyed the con itself more. But it is what it is. But Gen Con, I mean, it's huge. I mean, one of the nice things is because it's huge, you can probably find anything you're looking for there, which is cool. Navigating the con itself is a different animal. Just because of the sheer size of it. It's a big facility and too much. It's not for me. A long line simulator. I have not looked into. Is Dragon Con the one down in Atlanta? Am I thinking of that one correctly? Yeah. When is Dragon Con normally? I remember because back in we used to do the old quote unquote Blue Box Con. I'd be hanging out with Terry and Evelyn, who now roll for Perception. Labor Day weekend. Yeah, I'm not going to a con over Labor Day weekend. That's not happening. The travel, the travel alone, it would be an absolute freaking nightmare, and I am not doing that. I know others who do, and I suppose if you took an extended weekend and wrapped it around a bit, the travel wouldn't be as bad. But hey, listen, that's fine. Wolf, thank you so much for hanging in and quasi lurking. Dinner delivery. Hey, getting anything good? I'm always up for a good dinner delivery. But yeah, it's Labor Day weekend. Just I'd also have to find out what the weather is like in Atlanta in Labor Day, because I've been to Atlanta. I've been to the Atlanta area a few times. One was just basically passing through. Twice was for cybersecurity conventions in Atlanta. And the one time was great. this other time, actually no, one time was for cybersecurity convention, the other one was just for training. The week of the training was hellish in the weather. Ooh. I am not the biggest pesto person. I don't hate it. I'm just not, it's not really my thing, but sounds delicious. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be there also on a college football weekend either. That's the other problem with Labor Day weekend. Oh, no. No, that's just asking for too many people, and and dealing with all the additional nonsense and that goes along with it. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, Dragon Con was then there was a couple that used to hang out with Terry, Evelyn, and such, and they were they were part one of the original groups playing live on Roll for Perception when Roll for Perception when they first put that together, and talked about Dragon Con all the time. I do want to start looking into a possibility of other cons, but I haven't figured out which ones. CNY in Central New York is, just falls in bad timing category as far as when it is. That's really problematic because it falls like the weekend before. I think it's like usually the weekend before my birthday. And I never know with my parents, when they want to get together for that. So, it's always a struggle. Nice. All right. Well, with that said, we should get to the topic at hand, and I'm hoping Maisu would join us because he's the one who kind of spurred this conversation. And he keeps putting stuff in the Discord to talk about regarding the topic at hand. Oh, nice. Dr. Horrible. That's awesome. There he is. I don't know if somebody pinged you or not. I was just about to message you, Brad. But yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about starting levels and when starting a new campaign. So I mean, I would start by saying that it would seem kind of obvious most times that you're starting a brand new campaign. You start at level 1, right? Why not? It's you rolling up your brand spanking new characters. I did say his name 3 times. You got your brand spanking new characters, freshly written character sheets or typed or however you generate your character sheets. If you have them digital, that's fine. I will pretend for the purposes of this that you are printing out your character sheets and you're smelling the sheets of paper and it smells like fun. All right? Because we do things a little old school here. Hell, I'm gonna go so far as to say you're writing everything in pencil because things could change. Again, fun. And you go from there. Now, one of the things is if you're doing published content, and especially if you're doing adventure paths, a lot of the adventure paths start at level 1, unless they are the high level ones, in which case they might start at like level 10 or something like that. But if you're just starting, brand new characters, brand new campaign from scratch, the most obvious thing would be to start at level 1. And fair enough. That is an absolute fair way to go. I mean, I've done it many times. Why am I starting so many campaigns? It's because, up until the age of playing D&D and various adjacent games online, it would constantly be people wanting to roll up brand new characters to do something different or just a new set of players. I don't remember Savage. I remember when that movie was out in the theaters, all right? It's a long time ago. Oh, boy. Hey, Draggy here. So, what are the advantages of starting a campaign at level 1? For starters, if you've got players, and especially if you've got players who are new to the game, whatever game you're playing, if they are new to, if they're new to the character that they're playing, the character class and such that they're playing, starting at level 1 gives them a way to grow, with their character. They get to learn the game at a... And again, I like I said, it's a very extremely valid way to go. It allows them to learn their character class as they're leveling, and for people who are new to the game, you also get to do the the old stuff or the use some of the standard monsters and things for a brand new audience. Though these days it's becoming more and more difficult to find people who have not played at all, unless you're starting kids off in a game, which is really cool. That's hey, listen, teaching a new generation how to play is awesome. Okay, yeah. New players should always. There's a lot of validity to that statement. Just as new players starting at level 1, and it's one of those things where if you're playing a game where you're going to be playing constantly, when I say constantly, like on a relatively repeatable schedule, say once a week. And you're going to be playing, 3 or 4 hours per session. Or even if, you're breaking it up and you're playing just 4 hours a week or something like that. Level 1's fantastic. I've stopped for the most part doing level 1. And there's a couple reasons for that. One is the fact that none of my games, other than Castles, other than Friday Night Crusades, and even actually Friday Night Crusades, did we start at level 1 with the new campaign? I don't remember. I want to say no. We did start at level 1. Okay. All right. Yeah, at Friday Night Crusades, but again, it falls into we're playing 3 hours a week every week, and we know that you're going to level through that soon enough. For the Embers of Empire campaign, I made the concerted decision to start off not at a starting off new characters, not at a particular, not at level 1 or even a particular level, but because this is old school and all the different classes level differently, I did it at a certain experience point level. We're not going to talk about Dark Sun because Dark Sun just annoys me. Dark Sun was, yeah, you need to start at level 3, otherwise they're all dead. It was like, well, that's just stupid. Okay, I guess I am going to talk about Dark Sun. I'm like, Dark Sun was somebody at TSR saying we're gonna cater to the edgelords. That went really well for them. I mean, you know, they've got a small rabid fan base and lots of problematic content that they can't even bring back without changing the entire structure of things. It's like, hey, that's great, guys. This aged real well. But I decided to start at a certain experience, and I want to say that when I first did it, everyone was basically level 3 with the whatever experience they set them off at. Actually, they might have ended up with a lot at level 2 with some at level 3. I've upped it a bit so that they're starting at level 3 with some of the lower XP requirement classes starting at level 4. And there's a reason for this. One, because this is Castles and Crusades, and even if it was AD&D, it would be the same thing. There's not a lot to learn about your character from level 1 to level 3 or level 4. Even wizards. If you're a 4th level wizard in AD&D or 4th level magic user for 1st edition or whatever, you know, whatever the case may be, you're casting 2nd level spells. You know, I mean, that's not a big hill to climb. But they start out the same, except your magic user, if you're playing CNC or AD&D, your magic user is starting out with a D4 for hit points, especially if you don't. I do max hit points at 1st level, just because I'd like my characters to live to 2nd level. But you know, they're starting out with a D4 for their hit die, compared to some of the classes that have a D12. And the wizard at level 1, and here are reasons not to, you know, why I don't like starting at level 1. You start with wizards and stuff having 1 spell, and depending on which rule set you're using, there may be the possibility to get. Actually, a 1st level wizard in Castle and Crusades can have a maximum of. I think it would be 4, but it would be 2 cantrips, and with the intelligence bonus, they could have 2 1st level spells. Yay. That's and then they're reduced to you know, unless you institute one of the advantages that they have, where they have like a very, very minor damage thing that they can just keep flinging, you know, they're done. And their XP table is not quite, you know, as forgiving. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not paladin level, but it's not rogue level either, where the rogue is, you know, leveling really quickly. The only one that's getting racial spells is the gnome. They get a few illusionist spells. That's it. So you're starting off with your wizard and or illusionist, or you know, whatever, depending on what game you're playing, with a lot of not much to do. Now again, 5e and Pathfinder 2 is a different thing. I would also bring up the fact that Pathfinder and, you know, D&D 5e, you should start at level 1, just because there's a lot to learn, and it goes back to there's a lot to learn about your class, and there's a lot of decisions you're going to need to make along the way, and you know, you want to get a feel for your class before you choose what they do the next level. So the you if you start at like level 3 or level 4, if you give them enough XP where a wizard ends up level 3 and a rogue's level 4, there's not a lot that changes. There's not a lot that they need to learn. And I'm going to tell you that as a DM or castle keeper or whatever, or GM, whatever, I can only do so many weeks of dealing with orcs and goblins and kobolds and the like, and gnolls, hobgoblins. Even if I pump them up a bit, you can only do so much with that, man. It's like, throwing some basic undead for something for the cleric to do. It's rough. You try to find other things that they can go for, but again, there's also the very strong possibility of killing your characters. And, at low levels, the danger of a TPK is really, we call it, really big. Oh, did I give Jay a shout out? I forgot. I don't think I did, so I'm going to do it. Nope, I did. Okay, cool. Yep, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's there. It feels a lot of the low level stuff. Hey, Von Moku, Mike, good to see you, sir. Hail Nyron, indeed. It feels really basic, and yeah, it's great. Like what got me through, honestly, what got me through Friday Night Crusades, the early stuff, is the fact that you guys went to town on role playing. I mean, just the building and finding excuses to give you guys XP without having you got to fight anything. It's been a beautiful thing. So we've gotten past that for the most part. And speaking of Friday Night Crusades will be in our Discord tomorrow evening. The Siege of Griffin's Crossing is underway. There's a whole lot of undead coming, and they've got some decisions to make, and they're not all great decisions to have to make. Hey, Greg, good to see you, sir. Chris, good to see you. Hurry back. But yeah, the fact that you guys were willing to do so much role playing and without me prompting, I'm loving it too. It's one of those things where after every session I'm worrying, it's like, okay, are they getting bored of this story yet? I'm just because I love you guys, but some of you are so damn quiet at times. It's like, please tell me that you're having fun. Please tell me that you're having fun. I need to know that you're having fun. It's some of the villagers may die, but it's a sacrifice we're willing to make. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow, let's put it this way. Tomorrow there may be some role play involved, but a lot of the role play is going to be, how the hell do we survive this mess? What did we get ourselves into? I've been throwing around ideas as far as exactly ways that the artifact can go into it and how it's going to be used. I've got one of the things down, but I'm trying to avoid it being a complete, Deus Ex Machina. And I mean, in this case, quite literally, it is an artifact of Buri. Well, I mean, yeah, but it's one of those things when somebody is quiet for a couple of sessions, it's like the only thing I have to go on is that you guys keep showing up. Keith, thank you so much. 55 months. That is amazing. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. It's like, I just, is this going to be the week where I lose them because they haven't talked? They haven't talked. It's like, please talk, say something, role play, poke them with a stick. It's like, everybody else is doing it. Come on, join in. Trying to throw things at you to make it a little more personal, and I'm I love the fact that you all just keep showing up and the story keeps advancing. And I've got a laundry list of NPCs. I might have more. Might have more NPCs for our Friday Night Crusades than I do for Embers of Empire, which is freaking ridiculous because of how many PCs alone I have for Embers of Empire. I mean, there's a lot of player characters, but the rate at which you all make new friends that I have to make sure that I have down, and because you're going to go and find them all again and again and again and again. Makes things makes things challenging. Find a new PC, anything. I really start to need. I need to. You know what I need to do? Honestly, I need to have like a list of names on a sheet ahead of time, so that when 3-page list of priests. You are not wrong, sir. You are not wrong. I'm like, okay, we're in town. I know they've talked to a priest or two here, at least one, if not two, if not three. Oh, man. And then I keep making the mistake of giving the sidebar characters a name where it's like you've got the commander of the thing. Oh, and by the way, there's this one town guard who really has no relevance to the story whatsoever other than the fact that he happened to be in the building with you. But nope, I got to make sure I know his name as well. Porthank needs to find a glass blower. All right, I'm not going to ask. We'll leave that for the game. Yeah, Vesper is the one who keeps finding all the priests, all of them. We must talk to all of them. Get a baby book name. I had to laugh. I saw that apparently Trollard Games' latest supplement is engineering names. Now, mind you, they have a book of names, which is fine for humans, but a lot of them are also, because of the fact that they're also kind of aired focus. They tend to be heavily Germanic type names. So it's not necessarily the greatest thing in the world. I mean, it's useful. It's useful to a point. Carpenter, glassblower. Oh boy. Carpenter, glassblower, very overly elaborate plans. Yes. So yeah, it again, it makes it, going back to the topic at hand, it makes starting out at level 1 easier. Because of the fact that, again, I don't have to send you up against 300 orcs just to get you guys to level 3 or 2 or 3 or whatever. But when I started doing the Embers of Empire campaign, it was understood that the groups were not going to be playing regularly. Part of the attraction of doing this was that I didn't have to worry about it being a regular game because I wanted to have multiple groups. I wanted to have a large group of players, and I didn't want one group completely dominating the story, even though that's kind of how it still worked out. But it's been easier to add other people in because we're not starting at level 1. So, the stories that impact them can impact others. I have to be careful because, again, for the primary group, the Righteous Hands, they are, they've got a fair bit of power now. They're not high level. We don't play quite enough for them to be high level, but I think they're all like level 5 and 6. 5 and 6 now. They might be 6 and 7. I'd have to go check. But they've acquired a fair bit of magic items and different stuff, and I can throw tougher stuff at them. But again, there's also parts of the story where a group just a couple levels below them can handle it, and it's something more than just another group of orcs to be put down or a goblin horde to be dealt with and such. starting them at like third and fourth level also is because one of the other considerations is the fact that I do, again, the campaign, my sessions at GaryCon, and I do need to put those in. I need to submit my 3 sessions for GaryCon, are part of the campaign. And people are allowed to use their characters if they have one in the campaign, or if not, they're allowed to. I create new ones for it all the time. So they're allowed to have additional characters if they want. That's fine. Last year, this year's GaryCon, DM Chris and Tarva, they played their same played their same characters in all 3 sessions. Got a fair bit of XP too. I think they at least one level. I know they both went up at least 1 level. So it's really cool. And they got in on some of the lore, which was also cool. And it's fine. I don't want to do. I've played in level 1 games at cons. It's all right. It's okay. I mean, it depending on what the DM is doing, it can be fun. I'm not saying I didn't have fun. It's also kind of limiting if you are not playing one of the melee or one of the just basically damage dealers. I mean, even a level 1 cleric at least they have their 1 spell, maybe 2, but at the very least they can still hit something. If you're the poor wizard, yeah, you're screwed. Okay. Listen, that you're more than welcome to, sir. I would, and I love the fact that my games at GaryCon have been kind of taken over by people I know. I don't go much higher. There may come a time where I may decide that I want to create some high-level characters. To be honest, I don't really want anybody in the campaign that is higher than the highest group of characters that got there through the course of the campaign, which would be the Righteous Hands, the ones that were the first group and such. Now, my Uso, again, level 3 is a good starting point. If you're going to run Castles and Crusades, don't choose a level, choose an XP total. Because level 3 for the different classes are not the same. If you and what you can do is, what you might want to consider is take a look at the character. Well, no, I'm not doing that at a con. I'm not doing that. I wouldn't do that in a home game. I've gone, I've played one of my introductions to actually playing Pathfinder 1 purely. And it was the first time that, it was flat out called Pathfinder as opposed to somebody saying D&D 3.5 and they were actually running Pathfinder. Was Thomas, one of the people from Blue Box, who I need to check in and see how he's doing, because he's around at times. He floats around whatever you find Kitty R, Rachel playing games. He'll be there. But he ran. We did a one shot with level 20 characters. I had no idea what I was doing half the time. John's not. Jay, I don't expect to see John ever again, to be honest with you. I would be shocked if I ever saw John again. Tim. Who are we talking about with Tim? I don't know. Oh, Okay. Oh, okay. You scared me for a second there. I was like, I was a little worried when you when you when you said that. Oh man. Yeah, no, I don't expect to see John again. That's fine. I mean, it is what it is. Twitch has been a little weird. I actually had a thing. Jay and Tim and Evan. Oh man, do you hate Jay or what's the story there? Tim Strike is one of those guys that if the if the apocalypse came, you wanted to make sure that you're on his good side, one of the people in his group. He might have a way to survive. Well, I mean, you're get a game ready for Virtual Greyhawk Con. Virtual Greyhawk Con, sir. You have just under 3 months. It's not. I would hope you'd be able to get a game ready for Virtual Greyhawk Con. It's not. I mean, I know you were talking about trying to do a practice run at some point, and it's fine. We could probably find a day or something where you can run a one shot or something, and we can give a game a try and see how you feel about running games. But yeah, no, I mean as far as how'd that go? Squirrel. I'm shocked that I'm squirreling, right? It's like, and apparently you're all squirreling too because I've got 2 entries for the gift card for Trollord Games. Would you all please enter the the drawing, please? It's ! Ticket, Art Asher. There we go. That's better. You are already entered, Brad. Yeah, but Jeff, tell us how your first Foundry game went. I forgot what I was talking about. Huh. Oh yeah, playing a level 20. It's a mess. It's like there's too much. Too many abilities, especially in a game like Pathfinder, either version doesn't matter, or 5e or version 3, anything past anything past AD&D 2e / Castle Crusades is a disaster. You're good. Yeah, no, that stays. It stays. It's server side, so it's going to stay just. It'll stay until I actually do something with the drawing. And yeah, and how many times have you actually played a level 20 character? Really? I mean, I've rarely ever gotten to play more than a level 10 character. And the only level 10 character that I can think of that I've leveled from level 1 was my gunslinger in the Outlaws of Alkenstar Adventure Path. I think we actually got to level 11 at the very end. It's just it's too much. It's not fun. Starting with the XP so that you're a mix of level 3s and 4s, I think honestly that's a sweet spot, especially if you do max hit points at level 1, because you've got just enough abilities to make things interesting, just enough hit points to make things interesting. You're still kind of in that, orcs and hobgoblins and such can be deadly. Though depending on how much gear they have, they might be very hard to hit you. You can throw some harder stuff in there. I can't even Savage. I don't even want to imagine. I really don't. It's not my thing. Oh, that's the 3E game, Asher. The 3.5 game. I can. I level. I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I stopped DMing 5e for my group, and these are my frat brothers and my my now ex-girlfriend. I stopped running that campaign when they hit. I think they had just hit level 12, and I was struggling from the point where they hit level 9. It was really, really hard to get through those last 3 levels. It was not, as a DM, it wasn't fun. Because I didn't want to go, it was supposed to be it was supposed to be a Greyhawk based game. And at that point you can't, it just doesn't work anymore. It's not fun. It's a mess. Combat, even with a small group, and the group that I was still running was only 4 players. 4 players who knew their characters. Combat just got longer and longer and longer. That's fine. I mean, I figure at level 13, that's the kind of thing where you especially for a CNC game or AD&D game, 13 is about the point where you retire your characters and they become quasi NPCs. They don't have to become full on NPCs, but quasi NPCs, and you pull them out every once in a while for a 1 or 2 shot adventure for some big thing, and have some high level fun as a change of pace. Yeah, I mean, CNC combats can take that long, sure, absolutely. But it's when you're talking about a game, game system like 3, 3, 4, and 5. Or Pathfinder 1 or 2. There's so many abilities that it becomes analysis by paralysis, and you're constantly changing what you're doing based on the the situation, the current situation, which makes the decisions harder, and people that need to reevaluate what it is they're doing, and everything becomes a slog. I ran into that problem early with 4E, where combat was just taking too damn long. Because 4E, like every attack was a special ability. So you had at will abilities where you could do it every single round of every single day if you wanted to, which meant there was no real reason for you to just do a straight up attack roll. And then you had your encounter powers, then you had your daily powers. It was like, and they just got more and more, and it got to be, and especially because of the fact that we were playing with a large group. Combat, we were playing 12-hour sessions, and one combat was taking up the entire 12-hour session. It was just, and it wasn't like I was throwing a huge number of mobs at them either. But things just took too damn long. It's like, oh my God, just stop. Hate typing on a phone. Hey, Lord Thunderwing, first of all, welcome to the channel. Yeah, you're not wrong. It is a slog, and as far as very swingy, yeah, it can get that way. Because now you're talking about mobs. Depending on what they're fighting, stuff when it hits, it can do a hell of a lot of damage. And you get some, if you get some bad dice rolls and the mobs get some good dice rolls, suddenly you have the momentum swings back and forth. No history prof. We're not talking about swingers, and this is not Buck Rogers. Just want to throw that out there right up the start. Upside down pineapple. Jesus. The fact that I know what that means is just something. Towns will always have priests and mayors to talk to. Excuse me while I go come up with some more NPC names. Round 10 versus the Kuatoans. Oh my god. Was it? Forget Shrine of the Kuatoa. The Kuatoa Grindhouse. My goodness. I'm kind of on board with the past level 12. And it's one of those things where here's the other issue. You got a level 12 character. I mean, it's kind of weird that I've never had anyone, I don't know that I've ever had anyone ask me about getting like a resurrection for a dead character. And I haven't killed that many characters over the years, but people are just kind of like, we'll go roll another one up. You start killing off level 12 and 13 characters and you have the wrong player playing those characters, oh my god, watch the waterworks begin. Like, and I do resurrections do have a cost to them. Both in terms of gold as well as the physical burden on the person brought back. Because I do like things to be a little bit old school, or to a certain extent. But yeah, suddenly you're talking about a whole different thing. And depending on how the character dies, is like, well, did they lose all their stuff? Even if they do get resurrected, did they lose all their stuff? Oh, died to and that's the worst, when they die to stupid BS. It's like, give me a character death and make it. If my character dies, I don't mind if my character dies. It's got to be epic. I want that. I want that character who's the paladin who's the last man standing, defending a bridge so his friends can get away or whatever. The whole death by rot groups. So fun. Yes. the utterly tragically epic fail that's so bizarre that you can't help but laugh at it. I'm there with you. Okay. Oh man, I do like that. Just a reminder, we do have the Troll Lord Games giveaway going. ! Ticket to enter. $10 gift coupon towards any digital product off the Troll Lord Games website. And for those of you who are still waiting, I will make sure that I get that out to you. And I also need to speak to them about getting one for next week, because next week is the 5th Thursday in July. Were you playing Traveler by any chance, Siglin? Oh, ooh. That reminds me of the first the first Friday Night Crusades campaign, where I was completely unaware. I made an assumption, and I was wrong, that there was actual crit rules in Castles and Crusades. There are not, or at least not in the base game. Rules is written. There are no crit. There's no crit rule, and I might have knocked Asher's character down from full health to 0 twice before he pointed it out. Oh, twice. Yeah, it was twice. Might have been the same combat, or it might be, it was either the same combat or 2 weeks in a row. I don't specifically remember. I remember where one of them was. Yeah, no, the base, the standard rules is written. There might be crit rules in the DM in the Castle Keeper's Guide, but the rules, the base rules is written does not have crits. A 20 hit is a 20 hit. Oh man. All right. So yeah. So I mean, again, for your campaign, do what feels right for you. If you're playing a game that has a lot of abilities and stuff, I do recommend starting at level 1 just because you're making it easier on your players to learn their characters as they go along. Trying and getting the feel for them as their level. If you're playing every week, starting at level 1 is also, or if you're playing, not making every week, but regularly so that you're not spending, 6 years at level 1 and 2. I exaggerate a tiny bit, but, you're getting through and getting to the sweet spot, which I honestly think is like level 5 through 8 is what I would consider the sweet spot. Starting at level 1 does promote RP, because you're introducing your characters for the first time as well, and they haven't done anything yet, so you're learning about each other through the role play. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a matter of making sure that you're giving XP appropriately. You'll want to have people using a maul thinking they're attacking like, oh my God. I had forgotten about that. Mr. Tony, welcome in. All right. We are going to get ready to read. I'm pretty sure Jay's already going. It is 7:01, so unless I've completely messed that up. Yes. All right, and I see he's got Amanda and Show Me the Dice and Myriad X playing. I'm not sure who else is playing tonight, but they are there. So we're gonna go to a stream ending. Yes, screen ending. Bleh. Well, it's actually 2-ended lightsabers. Well played, sir. Well played. We'll go to stream ending. I will do the giveaway. Thank you everybody for participating this evening. And we do have another session. Again, Friday Night Crusades in my Discord tomorrow night. You are more than welcome. Please, if you want to listen in, you're more than welcome to listen in. You may decide that you want to roll up a character and join the game. You're more than welcome to do that as well. There's going to be a lot of stuff. I appreciate you, Brad. I appreciate all of you. So let's get this giveaway going. Closing in 3, 2, 1, and drawing a winner. Kern. All right, excellent. Now I need to go find those things and give them to the appropriate people. But hang on, we're going to be raiding into Lord Gazumba, and I got my raid emotes available for everyone. So, if you would. I hope everyone has, I will also be on Lord Gazumba's channel this Saturday, this weekend, 11 a.m. Eastern, I believe, playing my new Inquisitor. So come join the fun. We've got, I think it's a party of 6 characters, all brand new. I think we're like a mix of 4, I think we're all like 4th level, 3rd or 4th level. So we'll see you then. Rating now, and see you on the flip side.